Hello children, as I have already given you the syllabus of social studies of the first term, but few changes are there in the syllabus. Some more lessons have been added in the first term. So let's start with a new lesson which have been added in the first term. Take out your social studies books, page number 15, 15, lesson number 2, changes around us. This lesson is also a part of the first term. So let's start with this lesson. Before we begin reading with this lesson, first of all, I want to explain you the meaning of changes around us. Children, what do you mean by changes around us? What does the word changes mean? Children, you have been noticing many changes around you. Like few years back, the way the people used to live, the way the people used to eat, the way the people used to wear clothes, that is entirely different from the way the people are living today. Means, like in the olden days, like your grandparents, they must be eating very simple food like chapati, vegetables, and all. But today, you are eating a variety of food, like you are eating vegetables, fruits, burgers, junk food, all these things, Maggie, so many things are there which you are eating today. But these things were not available in those old days. Like, in the same way, the types of clothes the people used to wear in the olden days, like your grandparents might be wearing very simple and traditional clothes, but today you are wearing a variety of clothes. You are wearing trousers, jeans, shirts, frocks, skirts, so many different types of clothes and of different colors you people are wearing today. So you can observe the change between the past and the present. The type of the style of living they used to live, like your grandparents, they used to lead a very simple life. But today, you are enjoying all the luxuries of life. You are having television sets at home, you are having AC air conditioners at home. But in those olden days, neither televisions nor ACs, nothing like that was there. So there are a lot of changes which have brought in about with the passage of time. So let's start reading with this lesson. In this lesson we are going to read about the various changes which have been brought about with the passage of time and place, as well as the developments in science and technology. So let's start. Before we begin reading with this lesson, let's first of all read the questions which are given in the brown box. Answer in yes or no. Number 1. All children in your class bring the same food for lunch. Children, do all the children in your class bring the same food for lunch? No, absolutely no. So write no here. Number 2. People all around you wear the same clothes. Children, do you observe that all the people are wearing the same type of clothes who are living around you or in your family? No, all of them are wearing different types of clothes. Number 3. Today we travel in faster trains than our forefathers did 50 years back. This is true, yes, because in the olden days, the faster trains or faster means of transport were not there. Only bullock carts and horse carriage carts were there. But now, faster trains, aeroplanes, ships, all these means of transport have been developed so that we can move from one place to another place easily. So here the answer is yes. Number 4. Girls should not go for higher education as they will finally settle down with the family. No, absolutely no. Because this was a thinking of the people of the past. In the olden days, people used to think that the girl child should not be taught, should not be sent to school for education, as ultimately she has to get married and get settled in a family. But nowadays, this is not so. Girls are given equal opportunity to go to school, to study, and to develop themselves. So the answer is no. Number 5. Girls play sports equally good as boys. The answer is yes. Because nowadays girls are equally competing with the boys in each and every field. Now let's start reading with this lesson. Everything in the world changes. Look at an old photograph of yourself when you were just 2 years old. Do you look the same today? Now, everything in the world changes with the passage of time. As the time passes by, everything changes. The style of living, the type of food we eat, the type of houses we live in, the means of transport, and so many other things are there which change due to the passage of time. Now, if you will look at an old photograph of yours when you were just 1 or 2 years old, do you think that photograph and what you look today are the same? No, you are absolutely different. So, with the passage of time, everything changes. What is change? Change is the way in which things become different, either because of time or because of difference in place, people, etc. Today, you lead a life which is very different from the one that your grandparents lived. Now, what is change? What is the meaning of change? Change means the difference in the way of living. Like I told you before also, like the way your grandparents used to live, the way they used to eat, the type of food they used to eat, the type of clothes they used to wear, the type of houses they used to live in, the way they used to move from one place to another place, everything has changed with the passage of time. Moreover, difference in the places also. Like if people are living in rural areas or in urban areas, there's a lot of difference in the lifestyle of the people who live in rural areas and the people who live in urban areas. So change is the difference in the way of living which occurs due to the passage of time or place. Now, the way your grandparents used to live and the way you live, that is entirely different. You people are enjoying each and every comfort of life, but your grandparents might have not enjoyed so many comforts during those days. So this is called change. Changes in lifestyle. With time, our lifestyle is also changing. India has always been a land of villages, but now people are moving from villages to cities in search for better jobs. Traditional joint families have now changed to small nuclear families that like to live in cities. Now our lifestyle is changing day by day. Now earlier India was called the land of villages because 80% of the population of India used to live in villages. They used to live in rural areas. But now many of the people are moving from villages to the urban areas. Why? So as to look for new opportunities, new jobs, so as to improve their standard of living. Now, traditional families. Now, in the olden days, people used to have big families like joint families, big joint families. They used to live together, and all these families used to live together in one house. But nowadays, people prefer to live in nuclear families, means very small families. Children, I have already explained you the difference between joint families and nuclear families in the first lesson. So you might be aware of the meaning of joint families and nuclear families. So now people prefer to form nuclear families rather than living in joint families. So they are moving to urban areas. They prefer to live in the cities rather than in the villages. In villages, people still live in small mud houses with basic amenities, whereas in cities, people live in concrete houses or in apartments. They enjoy all the luxuries of life. Children, I have underlined the words and I have written the meanings over there. So you also underline those words in your books and write the meanings over there. Like in villages, people used to live in mud houses, the houses which were made of mud, and with only they used to enjoy the basic needs like food, shelter, and clothing. That's all. They never used to enjoy all the comforts of life which you people are enjoying today, like televisions, ACs, means of transport. All these things are not available there in the rural areas. But in cities, people live in concrete houses. The meaning of concrete is already given there in your book, in material or physical form. So, people in cities are living in buildings or apartments. Apartments means flats. Like these apartments or flats are, you can see these apartments in the big metropolitan cities like in Bombay, Delhi. All these flats are available. Gurgaon, all these flats are there in big cities. And there in big cities, people enjoy all the luxuries of life. Luxuries means comforts. They enjoy the means of transport. They enjoy all the luxuries like air conditioners, television sets, music players, modern means of transport. All these luxuries of transport, all these luxuries of life, they are enjoying in the cities as compared to the people who live in the rural areas. Next part, changes in food, I will explain you in the next video.